Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, my name is Venkata Prasad. Today is the first demo session of SQL Server 2022. Okay, let's begin the session. You will learn SQL Server 2022 version. Okay, yes. So in this demo sessions, first you will learn the fundamentals. Okay, let's start with the fundamentals of database systems. Right. So here you see, first we will learn what is data and database. Third one is DBMS, database management system, and RDBMS. Okay. Relational database management system. Okay. Right. What is data? What is data? Data is nothing but raw facts. Okay. Data is nothing but raw facts. Example, names, numbers. Then what is information? What is information? The information is nothing but processed data that is meaningful. That is meaningful. Okay. What is meant by processing? Processing data means refining and converting it into something we can understand and use. Okay, what is data? Data is nothing but raw facts. Then this, in our academics, you might have studied this one. Okay, what is information? Information is nothing but processed data that is meaningful. Right, I will give you an example. Suppose you take a list of numbers. Okay. Imagine some numbers like 82, 76, 91, 89, and 72. Okay, right now, this is just raw data. Right now, this is just raw data. You don't know what these numbers represent, right? You don't know these numbers, who they belong to or what context they are in, right? So this data has no meaning at all. Okay, now see, now try to organize this data. Now organize this data. Let's say these numbers are marks of a student or marks of students in math exam. Okay, like let's arrange these numbers like student name, okay, math marks, right? Now, student name is something Asha 82. Next one is 76. $91. Kiran 89. Manoj. Okay. Just by seeing this table, we can understand that this is the student's information who got marks in mathematics. Okay. So this is meaningful. We organized this data into this. This is organized data. This is information. Okay. You understand what the numbers mean now, and you can compare who scored the highest, and also you can calculate the average also. So this is data, and this is information, meaningful information. Okay, you try to understand that. And we have several types of data. We have several types of data available. Like we have qualitative data, which means descriptive, non-numeric data, which describes qualities or characteristics. And also we have quantitative data, that is numerical data that can be measured. Okay, but we will concentrate on three things here: structured data, main types of data. Let's see, main types of data. Main types of data. Here we have structured data. Structured data. Second one is unstructured data. And third one is semi-structured data. Structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data. Okay. Structured data. Structured data in the sense it is well organized in tables. Data which is well organized in tables like SQL databases. You will learn that later. And what we get? So data is well organized. That means, so we can easily search and analyze, right? We can easily search and analyze. So, example, tabular format in the sense what? Rows and columns, right? Rows and columns of a customer table. Customer table. Structured data, it is well organized in tables, tabular format, so that we can easily search data or we can easily analyze the data. Okay. Now, next one is unstructured data. Unstructured data. This data has no fixed format. This data has no fixed format, and also which contains rich information. Okay, but difficult to organize and analyze. Okay, but difficult to organize and analyze. This data has no fixed format. Examples, if you take images, videos, okay, emails, or else social media content, social media posts you can consider. So this is unstructured. Here we cannot organize this into a tabular format, right? So this is unstructured data. And the third one is semi-structured. What is that? Semi-structured data. Semi-structured data. Data that is not in tables, but still follows some rules or tags. I will tell you what is that. Data that is not in tables, but still follows some rules or tags. Examples, if you take XML, you might have heard of this, right? XML, JSON, data from APIs, APIs, no SQL data you can consider, or emails metadata. Okay, XML, JSON, data from APIs. Of course, we get in JSON format. No SQL data, emails. These things comes under semi-structured data. Okay. Now, I think you know this XML and JSON. You know about this? Or
No,
else
sir.
you know it?
No, sir.
No. Okay. I will give you an example. This is XML content. The first thing is XML content. See, to represent students' information, I wrote here some tags here. Some tags are available here. Okay. This is actually which supports metadata, and usually in legacy systems, long ago they used to use this XML format to represent the data also. This is one format. Using tags, open tag and close tag, we can write the information like this. Student, that means this belongs to a student information like table, name, age, course, again name, age, course. And in the same way, the latest one is JSON format, JavaScript object notation. The same information you can represent in JSON format like this. Okay. We have to open the curly braces, write students information. Okay. We have to write in this way. The same information we wrote here like this. This is JSON format. So semi-structured in the sense it supports XML, JSON, API data, no SQL data, like this. Okay. So And it also has an example. What is this? No SQL data. No SQL data stands for not only SQL. Okay, it's a type of database that doesn't use traditional tables, rows and columns. Okay, that means it may contain variety of types like documents, key value pairs, graphs, like that. Okay, that is also an example. No SQL. That means not only SQL. What it supports? Documents. We store documents, right? Documents, key value pairs, key values, and also graphs. Okay, fine. So what we learn? Structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. Okay, the next one is database. The next one is database. Database. Okay, what is a database? A database is an organized collection of data. Organized collection of data. A database is an organized collection of data. In computer terminology, suppose you might have seen, of course, you might have studied in your BTech or whatever you studied there. Okay, digital formats. Database is a digital storage system, storage system where data is organized in a structured way so it can be easily accessed, managed, updated, and retrieved when needed. Okay. So a database is a digital storage system where data is organized in a structured way so it can be easily accessed, managed, updated, and retrieved. Okay. Example, suppose we also write information in Notepad, right? And we also save our information in Excel sheets. They don't have any security. Okay, today you wrote some information in that, and tomorrow somebody came and if they have access to your laptop, they can delete that file, they can modify the information. So there is no security for that. Understood? So the main thing is security, and further I will tell you what is the use of database. You will understand that. First, why do we need a database? I will tell you that. The first one is to organize information, to find information quickly, to avoid mistakes, to share with others, to keep data safe. That means security. Security. Okay. To share with others in the sense sharing of data or access, giving access. Okay. So these are the advantages of database. Earlier in schools, the management, you might have seen that they used to manage books for maintaining like that attendance registers, to maintain the class-wise students' information, their names, roll numbers, subjects, marks. So they used to maintain books, teachers' information, leaves, holidays, events, etc. So manually they used to do everything, right? Later, along with the technology evolution, they started using Excel sheets. They started using Excel sheets. After that, they started using school management software with a backend Microsoft Access database, which is also a DBMS, an RDBMS, which is used in small scale industries. Okay. Later, web-enabled applications came into the market, internet applications. They started using that. Same information maintained in different ways. Everything is a database. You write in a book, that is a database. Okay. You write the information in a notepad, that is a database. You write the information in Excel sheet, that is database. Why do we need a database management system or a database? That is the question here. The thing is, the features of database, if you see, we can organize the information to find the information quickly. If you write information in notepad, can you can you find the information quickly? Or can you provide the security? No. So in such a situation, we have this database. This is a digital format. This is digital format, right? That is also notepad, Excel, everything is in digital format. But we have a separate software to manage the databases. In the same way, suppose if you take companies, they use databases to store employee records, product information, sales reports, customer feedback, etc. Okay, I will tell you one by one, so you will understand why we need a database, or why we need database management system. What is the relational database management system? Everything. Now, if you see the types of databases, types of databases. Databases are categorized based on how they store, organize, and manage data. Okay. We have various types of databases. First one is, or wait, I will copy paste these things. Okay. We have relational databases, NoSQL databases, hierarchical databases, network databases, object-oriented databases, time series databases, multimodal databases, cloud databases, in-memory databases. Okay, let's see one by one. Relational databases. Okay. Data will be stored in tables. In tables. That means rows and columns. Okay. And uses SQL for querying, and also it enforces relationships using primary keys, primary and foreign keys. You will understand these things later when we work with RDBMS. Okay. Examples: SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL. Okay. The next one is NoSQL databases. NoSQL databases. NoSQL databases are used for semi-structured. I already told you that. Semi-structured or unstructured data. Okay. It offers actually the flexibility. It offers only flexibility. If you want to store documents, you can store that JSON format, XML format. Okay. So it provides flexibility. Next one is hierarchical database. Data will be like a tree-like structure. Tree-like structure. Okay, that means parent-child relationship. Okay. Usually, earlier they used to use this one in a legacy systems. Okay. It was designed by IBM Information Management System. Okay. Next one is network databases. Here we have parent-child relationship. Here we have, it allows many-to-many relationships. Okay. And also it uses graph structures for records and links. Okay. Example: Oasis DB. Okay. Next, object-oriented databases. Object-oriented databases. It stores data in the form of objects. You know object-oriented programming, right? So here we have a database system here where we can store objects. Data will be stored in the form of objects. Okay. Example: object DB or DB4O. The next one is time series database, which is optimized for storing and querying time-stamped data. Usually in IoT systems, it is used in IoT, Internet of Things. and monitoring purpose and financial data. When we deal with financial data, we use time series databases also, monitoring. Okay, next one is multimodal databases. Multimodal databases. That means suppose if we have documents and graphs, and if you want to save key values also, key values, we use multimodal databases. It supports multiple data models, and it is suitable for hybrid applications. Example, Cosmos DB. You might have heard of Azure Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB. If you know these things, at least you will be in a position to answer what is, if anybody asks, what is Cosmos DB? Okay, documents. Okay, Cosmos DB. And the next one is cloud databases. Earlier, we used to have servers in office premises itself. Later, everything is moved to cloud, right? So, if the database is hosted in cloud, that is cloud database, right? Hosted on cloud platform. Cloud platform. Okay, it can be SQL or no SQL. Okay, it can be scalable and managed automatically. That is the advantage. And examples are Azure SQL, Amazon RDS. Okay. The next one is in-memory databases. In-memory database in the sense data stored in RAM for high-speed access. That is also a database. Okay, where we use it for real-time processing. Okay. Example, Redis. Okay, so we have different types of databases here. Okay, now if you see, we have understood data, and we have seen this database. Now, what is database management system? Let's see that. The next one is database management system. Database management system. A database management system or DBMS is a software that helps to create, store, manage, and retrieve data from a database. Easily and efficiently. The name database management itself is saying that it is designed to manage the databases, right? So through this database management system, we can communicate with the databases. These are the databases, various types of databases. SQL Server is RDBMS. Our concern is about RDBMS. Okay, so what is database management system? through this database management system, we can communicate with the database. Suppose we are using relational database. I'm talking about database, relational database. So through this database management system only, we can communicate with the database or operate on the database. Okay, it's an interface to the database. It's an interface to the database. Okay, so what are the advantages? What are the advantages? We can store data. Okay, we can insert new data and also update existing data. We can delete data, retrieve or querying data. We can query the data and organize data and also control access and security and we can take backup and recovery. We can do recovery also and also maintain data accuracy and we can generate reports also. We can generate reports also. So we can store data, we can save large amounts of data in an organized way and insert new data. We can add new records and updating existing records, and we can remove the data and also retrieve the information by querying the data. And we can keep data structured in tables with rows and columns. And also we can decide who can view or who can change or who can delete data. That means control access, security. And also we can create backups. We can do recovery operations if something goes wrong. Okay. And maintain data accuracy also. We use rules called constraints. Primary keys for this that I will tell you when we start SQL Server. Okay, we can maintain data accuracy and also we can generate reports. We can create a summaries or charts or reports from the data. So generate reports. Okay, so these are the advantages of database management system. Now see how things change. I will show you this PPT so that you will understand easily. Now see, suppose that how many types of data we discussed? Structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data, right? Suppose the data type is structured type. The data type is structured type. That means information is stored in rows and columns. That means tabular format, right? Tabular format. Tables in the sense relations. Relations. Relation means establishing a logical connection between the tables. Establishing a logical connection between the tables. Then that database becomes relational database. See the right side, relational database. This is relational database. 1 second, I will. Right. So here, if you see, this is relational database. This is relational database. Here, type of the data is structured data. Type of the data is structured data. That's why it is relational database. So in order to maintain these relational databases, in order to maintain these types of relational databases, a software is designed to manage these types of databases. That is called relational database management system. Relational database management system. 1 second, I will take this one. Yeah, this is good. Relational database management system. In order to communicate with the relational databases, or in order to operate on these relational databases, a software is designed that is called as a relational database management system. This is the relational database management system. You see the box. Okay. And also, through this relational database management system, to communicate with the relational databases, and querying the structured data, because it is managing structured data. This database contains structured data. That's why it is relational database. So to communicate with the relational database or querying the structured data, a powerful language is introduced, and that language is called structured query language. SQL, structured query language, because it is managing structured data. Okay, structured query language is used to communicate with the relational database through the relational database management system, which is a software designed to accommodate relational database and to communicate with the relational databases. A powerful language was introduced, and that language is called as structured query language. Okay, understood? What are the examples? SQL Server, of course, it is RDBMS. Oracle, RDBMS, MySQL, DB2, Postgre. These are all relational database management systems. Okay, they contain relational databases. Try to understand that. Okay, and the next one is, okay, next one is database is unstructured. Type of data is unstructured. That means it has no fixed format, and also semi-structured. That means not in rows and columns. Non-relational databases. Then that database becomes no SQL database. Not only SQL, no SQL database. Now see, the system, a database management system, which is designed to communicate with the database which contains unstructured data, which contains semi-structured data. That means no SQL database. A software is designed to communicate with the database, that is called as no SQL DBMS. No SQL database management system. Okay, like RDBMS, we don't have any universal language to communicate with the NoSQL databases. Okay, what are the companies they are using these type of databases? They developed their own query languages. MongoDB, you might have heard of this. Okay, MongoDB, it has created its own the NoSQL database. It doesn't use SQL. Okay. Cassandra is also created one language, Cassandra query language, to communicate with the NoSQL databases. Databases which accommodates unstructured data, semi-structured data. We don't have any SQL type of language. Whatever the companies they are using, these type of databases, they designed their own query languages. And the examples are MongoDB. MongoDB, they created Mongo query language. Cassandra, they created Cassandra query language to communicate with the NoSQL databases. Okay, understood? Now see the evolution of DBMSs. Evolution of DBMS. Let me copy this. Okay. Evolution of databases. In 1960s, flat file system was introduced. Initially, in 1960s, flat file system was introduced. Okay, so here data stored in plain text format, like our .txt format or comma separated values, like that. Okay, that means it has no structure. It has no structure and hard to search and manage, right? And also in 1970s, hierarchical and network databases were introduced. Hierarchical and network databases were introduced. Here, data stored in tree format, parent-child format. I already told you that it was introduced by IBM's Information Management System. At that time, it was very popular and which is very difficult to manage relationships between the data here. And in 1980s, if you see relational databases, till now what we have discussed, SQL Server, Oracle, these are all relational database management systems. They are not databases, they are database management systems. Okay, because they deal with relational databases, they became relational database management systems. Okay, it's a big revolution at that time. Data stored in tabular format, tables, rows and columns. And they use SQL, that means structured query language, a query language to communicate with the relational databases. And it supports relationships between the transactions. Okay, and which is very famous one, RDBMS, SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Oracle, like that. After that, in 2000, when people started using internet applications, along with that, the companies introduced big data and NoSQL. I already told you that NoSQL, big data, it supports huge amount of data, not like Oracle or SQL Server. It is completely different one. So in 2000, web-enabled technologies, people started using internet applications. Along with that, these technologies came into the market. And also in 2010, cloud databases came into the picture. Databases which moved to cloud platform, no need to install locally. on the premises, the companies, they used to manage their servers. Now it is not there. It is completely changed. All the databases, they moved to cloud platform. Okay. And Azure SQL, Amazon ODS, these are the examples for cloud databases. And in 2020, artificial intelligence, real-time data. And here people started using multimodal databases like Cosmos DB, Snowflake, Databricks, like that. Okay. So this is the evolution of databases. Okay. So till now, what I have discussed, these are the fundamentals. You must understand this first. Okay. Further 2-3 classes, fundamentals will be there. You have to learn that. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask, and we will continue tomorrow. Anybody, anyhow, you have any doubts?
Sir, I have doubt.
Yeah.
So what will be the portion of SQL Server 2022?
Yeah, I will definitely share with you the place that somewhere. Oh, not this one. I think this is the one. This is the one. URL. No. Shall I share with you tomorrow? Then,
Yeah, it's fine.
okay, you can contact admin
Yeah.
also. I have that URL. I placed that somewhere. Okay. Apart from that,
Okay, okay.
have any doubts?
No, I know SQL Server 2016, but I wanted to learn more about normalization, denormalization,
Yeah.
joins, and recursive CTs. So will that be included in this?
Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely.
Recursive CTs and everything, right? Multiple
Yeah,
CTs.
whatever it is there in 2022, you will learn everything. Of course, normalization, denormalization, everything will be there. And the joints, you asked about that, will be there. Okay.
Joins in interviews, joins are asking in different ways, right? 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, zeros and everything. So that will be also teaching, right?
0, I did not understand that.
Like in interviews now, interviewer asks us examples between 0 and 1 with the help of joins. So you'll be teaching that also, right?
The complete portion of joints will be taught in this course 2022. I think
Okay,
it will
okay,
be covered.
okay,
Okay. Any other
okay,
doubts?
okay.
Any other doubts?
No.
Okay. So we can continue tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.